Hello everyone, I wanted to do a video here about the double bubble skip that has made some headway. It's somewhat of an advanced strat here, but the idea here is after the right at the beginning of the game, right after Magic Cave, you go and get the magic container, then you skip Shield Town, you go straight up to Parappa Cave, and then typically we go down to get the heart container. On the way to the heart container, there's a bubble screen that you want to skip. That's a full length screen that has a bunch of bubbles and water, and very easy to just get hit and die so early in the game. So on the way to the heart container, there's a pretty consistent setup where you can take an encounter. But on the way back, that setup is not as easy. There's only a certain path, a small path that you have to go. So the double bubble is the manipulation that is pretty precise, but it lets you take an encounter on the same bubble screen on the way back. A lot of them also let you, what I've discovered here is it lets you skip the encounter dodge as well, going up to Palace 1. So what I've found is there's actually, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth one is just a bonus one in case I find another one. But so far there's only been 5 consistent ones that I've found. And this is after getting the normal 29-second P-bag in Magic Cave. It also works if you skip, or if you don't get the P-bag, you get a jar. I found that in order to get one of these patterns, I have to sort of waste a couple of frames by just letting go of my forward motion for like half of a tile or something like that. It's pretty short, but that sets it up. There must be some type of delay when the menu pops up or something with the RNG calculation right in the RAM, whatever the cycle is. There must be something that continues for a couple of frames. I'm not sure why, but I've found that if I don't get the P-bag, I have to waste a couple of frames, and then these ones show up. It's always the same 5. So I wanted to show off these number 103, 104, and 105 are the most common ones that I've come across. So I'll just start with number 103 here. Alright, so these save states take place right in Parappa Cave. Skip this guy. If you waste any frames in here, then it won't work. Do your normal setup. Alright, this is the 3 smalls. So 3 small encounters, 3 bots in the front. Dodge them and go down. Whatever your normal walk is. This time, it's going to be a back spawn, so you'll wait right here on this tile. Right there is when you go. The way I picture it is I always look at the top guy, and when the top guy is right, like in the middle or just on the top half, when his head is almost touching the bottom of the previous tile, that's when you go. Okay, so that's where you do the skip. I'm gonna make a save state here, so I can show off the double bubble. Do your normal manipulation. The other thing about this, I'm going to reset this here, but the other thing that I do here, I wanted to make this as muscle memory same as you can every time. So in Lordo's previous video was a great explanation of different ways to set this up, but depending on what encounter he got, he would sometimes skip the Guria or go left, exit left. Sometimes you'd kill the Guria. In mine, I don't want to have to kill extra bots in P1, so I always kill a Guria here. So the same setup, it works. So I'm going to just reset this here. Get the heart container, normal, holding down and left, little bonk. Get over this boomerang, and then jump off, and you skip this level up screen will show up. And what you want to do is land right behind the boomerang. See how I landed right behind the boomerang there? That means you got the frame set up right. So the small encounters here, which is the one I got, is bottom middle. Let them come at you, go up around, pause. you go. Single stab. And then you can just go. It'll be a back spawn with fairies. Every time. Do it again. One, two, three, four, five, six. Jump. Do a little wiggle if you need to. Bonking that, or blocking that behind you is perfect. That means you got the setup right. Every time. Every time. One stab, go. Exit left, go. Do it again. Stop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jump over. Land right behind it. That was pretty close to it. Down. Wait for him to catch up and then go. The bot will be there. You gotta wait for that bot to get you. Sometimes you'll overcommit. There you go. Every time. Okay? So that's the first one. That's the 3 smalls encounter. I don't know if there's different ways of calling it that, but that's the 3 smalls. 104 is the next one. These 3 are the most common. This one right here is probably the most common one that I get in runs. Okay, so this is the one where it's the bottom spawn with the fat to the back. The large encounter behind you. With the bottom spawn. This is the most common one you get. This one also, stop right here. Same spot. Same thing. Make a save state here. Same every time. Jump, land right behind it. Alright, so this one's going to be upper left. Same exact movement. Let him come at you, stop, go up and down, let him come at you, and go. Single stab. This time, however, I have not found a way that you can skip this encounter. You gotta dodge it. It's the only one of all the ones that I've found that you have to actually dodge, which is pretty awesome. Do this one again. Ooh, I was a little behind. Let's hope it still works. Alright, so sometimes, if you're late on this one, you'll get the same spawn, but it'll be the opposite. So it'll be a large on the top and the bottom, and a small bot encounter behind you. But the movement is exactly the same. Wait, go up and down, wait for him to come at you, go up, and I think I missed it. I did. But that's okay. That one's a little faster, but the movement pattern is exactly the same. And that's because I wasn't close enough to that boomerang, that's why. Let's try it this way. Yep. Wait, go up and down, come at ya, go. Oh, and then see I overcommitted, committed too fast. That can happen. You gotta wait for that bot to get you. That might have been too far behind. Nope. There we go. Single stab. Wait. And go. There we go. Alright, the third pattern. The third most common pattern. Go over here, same thing. It's the front spawn where the large encounters in the front. This is going to be fairies, and it's the same pattern here. You wait for them. It's a back spawn. This time there's only one guy. Good thing you knew that was there, because otherwise fairies would be a bad thing. All 3 of those most common ones are back spawns. Get out, get close. That might be too far, hopefully not. Now this one's a little tricky. You gotta go right away. Oops, I messed it up. Okay. You gotta go right away, and then the bots will come at you. That's right. As long as you go right away, it'll work. And they'll always do the same pattern. You gotta go before they start moving. This one, no stab, exit right. Then you can just go. It's a back spawn. Do it again. If you can tank this thing on the way back, that'd be perfect. Go right before they start moving. Wait for them. No stab, go right. You can just walk. There we go. So those are three of the most common encounters. Now, let me do this one first. These last two are a little bit tricky. Oops. These last two are a little bit tricky. Both of the setups I got when I did not get the P-Bag. So those first three are really common when you get the P-Bag, and they're all the same. This one is I don't have a P-Bag. It's the back spawn. Back spawn with the large encounter straight behind you. It was a slow encounter to begin with. So this one, these last two, you go over to the right, and it's immediate move, because it's a fast one. Okay. That's more like a normal. Make a save state there. These are all the same. All the same. Alright, this one straight up in the middle. You gotta go right away. Just walk, walk, walk. Large encounter. Just go. You just go. This is probably the fastest of all of them. Do that one again. There, I tinked that. We'll tink this almost. Nice and close to that boomerang when you jump off there. It's gonna be fast. There you go. Exit left, no stab. Go. Okay. And then the last one. This one I haven't gotten down super well, and I've gotten this one the most rarely. But it does happen once in a while, especially if your timing is slightly off in the bag room or in the Imagine Cave. Let's see if I can do this one. So this is the bottom spawn with the large encounter underneath you. This one, just like the last one, you go over. Okay. Make a save state there, as long as I got it. Get right behind that thing. This one's really important, so it's the same as the fairy encounter, this one. You gotta go right away, though. I don't think I got it. I did not. I moved too slow. You gotta move immediately. Went too slow. You'll know if the large encounter here goes down that you got it. See, it went down? I can't remember. I think it's a stab. Oh, it's no stab. Nope, no stab. See how it was a top spawn, but he moved away? He always does that. He always goes off to the side. So you can just walk. Do that again. You gotta move right away, though. That's the hard part of this one. And that fat large encounter went down. Ooh. Missed it. Get right behind that boomerang. Right away. Oops. Ooh. I hesitated there. It's really hard to get him. It's really hard to get him. And if you ever make a mistake or that happens, you just stab and then you wait for him. Oh, it ended up being a back spawn anyway. But if you don't know what's going to happen, you mess up the manipulation. Just wait for him. You still got the bubble skip. Let me try that again. This is the hardest one of all of them because you got to move so fast. But it's definitely doable. Oh, I missed it again. Oh. Thankfully, this is the least common one. I found that the closer you get to that boomerang, the better these are. Alright, he went down. Go up and around, and boom. No stab. Go. Get one out of the way. Made it. So that is my 5 encounter double bubble explanation there. Things to remember, it's those first 3 that I did are the most consistent, and they're also the most common. These other last 2 are a little bit more tricky, but they can happen, especially if you miss the P-bag. I always go for the 29-second normal, like highest probability P-bag in Magic Cave. I don't go for like the slight half a second earlier one, and I don't go for the 31-second one. I always go for the maximum probability 29-second. And 4 out of the 5 encounters, you don't even have to wait for the encounter afterward, and it's really consistent. So I hope that helps anyone trying to learn the double bubble skip. Thank you.